Okay, I just wanted to share with you a little application that I've been testing in beta. It's an iPhone application, and I first came across it at Future of Web Design London. A guy called Oliver came up to me and said, "Hey, I'd really like to demo my iPhone app to you. Is that all right?" So I thought, yeah, all right, I'll have a look at it and politely nod and say, "Oh, thank you very much," and etc., etc. But I didn't expect it to really excite me in quite the way it did. The application he showed me excited me for two reasons. The first reason is because I've always wanted to keep a diary, and this is a type of diary app. My mum has kept a diary since the year I was born, and it's great looking back at the various things that have happened and how much stuff cost and what daily life was like and all of that kind of stuff. But it's far too much work. That's the trouble. I'm not somebody that is organised enough to keep a diary. The other problem that this application solved for me is the fact that I participate in all kinds of social networks like most of you do. I'm on Flickr, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. I listen to stuff on Last FM. I'm participating in all of these different networks. But you know what it's like, especially with Twitter, is that it all just disappears. It's a kind of ongoing conversation, but there's no record being kept. Now what this application, which is called Memento, does is it allows you to bring all of those different sources together. So it plugs into the Twitter API, the Facebook API, the Flickr API, and draws all that information in to create a diary without you necessarily writing a word. Now you can create your own entries in it, and you can add your own photographs and stuff like that, but what really excites me about Memento is its ability to pull in from these various sources. So the instant I loaded up Memento, for example, on my iPhone, and I set it running, it immediately filled in well over a year's worth of entries for me without me doing anything, because it pulled in my old tweets, my old Facebook status updates, my old photographs from Flickr, etc. So it's an instant diary with no effort, and it's been great over Christmas looking at what I was doing this time last year, how I celebrated last Christmas according to my tweets and the photos I uploaded and stuff like that. You can also rate days, and you can tag things according to events, places and people. You can enter your own moments directly into the application and take photographs and that kind of stuff. That kind of thing excites me less, but what does excite me is being able to create a diary with no additional work over what I'm already doing, but simply carry on tweeting, carry on using Facebook, carrying on using Flickr. And if it's done anything, it's actually encouraged me to use these applications more. So check out Memento. I liked the application so much, I bought the company, no I didn't. I liked the application so much that even though I've been beta testing since day one, immediately when the application was in the App Store, I went and paid money for it. They offered me a free copy, but I decided that I was actually going to pay for it. I think it's that good, and I think you ought to check it out too.